Did you guys have a good Develop Denver? Yeah! Awesome. So we got plenty of stuff to get to, including our awesome after party, which I promise I'm not trying to keep you from. But first, we have a bunch of drunk dummies who were coding apps for the last 5 hours and can't wait to show them to you. So to introduce these fine Develop Denverians to you, I'd like to introduce Mr. CJ Reynolds.
Cool. So I don't know if we mentioned it. The hackathon is called the Ballmer Peak Hackathon. So the rules for the hackathon are anytime you refresh the page, compile your code, get an error, you have to drink. Yeah. So they're very drunk, and and they will present. First up, we have Team Tap. Team Tap. You ready? And everyone else, line up along the side so you get ready.
Yeah. Can I use the microphone?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we failed completely. Yeah, just put that right out there, right up front. We failed completely. So we had 5 people who knew 5 different languages. That's right. So yeah, we did our best to bring it all together.
Is there a plug-in? Do you have a converter? I need USB-C. Dongle! USB-C right here. Oh shit, never mind.
We got really close. I promise we got really, really close. In the end, the app didn't quite 100% come together, but the idea was that we were going to put up a URL up on these screens, and then all of you could open that URL on your phones, and you would be randomly assigned a team, and then you could tap on your phones, and whichever team tapped the fastest would win. And we got all of that working, except the tug-of-war thing. It was supposed to go back and forth, so we don't actually have a visualization of the game, so it would be kind of anticlimactic. So what we're going to just assume is that all of you tapped your phones 1,000,000 times. You're all winners, and this is the winner screen. Yay!
Who left their shot?
No questions. No questions. Go. All right. Next up is Team Hofstadter. There you are, sir.
Well, I guess it's a one-man team. Well, I guess I don't have any. Well, yeah, I'm pretty drunk. This is Ballmer Peak. So I found out about this conference about 3 weeks ago because of Brian. He teaches a free coding class, which is really, really amazing. And yeah, I have a lot of respect for that guy for doing that. But so, Hofstadter, I actually, truth be told, I didn't build much during the hackathon. I actually built it all before for you guys. I built a declarative programming framework where you can build full stack applications by just describing your users and the things they can do in your system, and it builds most of the, oh, I'm not talking to the microphone, am I? Love you, Brian. I built a framework for developers because I got sick of building code and writing like one thing in like multiple places, so I wrote it so I can write in one place. Do all that. So I was working on this during the hackathon. I wanted to get people to do this, and I sponsored the hackathon. And this is my first hackathon I sponsored, or conference. Wow, yeah, I'm kind of drunk.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Wait, don't drink that yet.
No,
Not yet.
Thank you all for making this such an awesome experience.
Shut up. All right, next up is Team Back to Sober. There they are. Do you have HDMI? Cool.
Oh, man. I should. Thank everyone for Hello, everyone. Is this thing on? Okay. We are Team Back to Sober. My name is Tom. This is Ryan. This is Ryan. This is Josh, and that's David. Building an app in 3 hours is hard. Building an app in 3 hours when you're drunk is also hard. So we built Back to Sober, and Back to Sober is a drink tracker. So you can input your drinks and your weight and find out when you'll be sober after that. So along with the transition theme, we're transitioning from sober to drunk back to sober. So without further ado, I'll hand it over to Josh for a demo.
Thank you. All right, we made a video. It's gonna show almost nothing. We got Kyle Carberly, right? Carberly, good lord. Weight 180. As you can see, you can add a drink right here, and we got a BAC progress tracker right here, and it'll the sweet bubbles float to the top. And if you drink 7 drinks, apparently you're only about 70% on your way to totally hammered. So. Future implementations, maybe there's a clock that tells you like how long it'll take for you to get sober, but 3 hours is not a lot of time. So, if you want to talk about text me? Go ahead, you got it.
So for the text we use on the back end, we use Node.js, Express, Connects, Postgres, and Heroku for deployment. And the front end we use React.
And that's been our app, Back to Sober. Thank you.
Okay, next up is Team Slurry McSlurface. Where are you, Slurry McSlur? Oh, there they are. Cool.
Thank you.
Yes.
You good?
Yeah.
All right.
Are you ready for this? No? Screen good?
Yeah. Okie dokie. I'm Sean, and this is Will. And so we wanted to make an app. Our theme was transition. So we wanted to transition. We wanted to show the transition between sobriety to inebriation while we were making this. So I personally don't drink, but I live in Colorado, so I was able to get inebriated another way. And Will drank quite a bit for me. Yeah. So if this will. Oh no. I don't know if this is gonna go. Oh. Okie dokie. So what we did is we made an app that takes screenshots going from beginning to end, tracking our progress. But if we go right here, we took some oopsie daisy ones just in case to track everything. So yeah, and like it works, but you can't not refresh it. So every 5 seconds.
It is functional.
All right, that's what's up.
Awesome. And I totally forgot to mention, the theme that I gave them was the word transitions. That's all, and they could do anything based on that. Next up is Team Turnt, or TT for short. Team Turnt. Cool. Woo! Give it up!
All right, so this is Joe, and I'm Jeremy, and we had a third team member who didn't quite make it. And so we built the Turnt machine, and it was to transition from one song to the next, and so we're showing different features of the song, and as you adjust them, you can click next, and it will find a recommendation based on those new features that you selected.
So in the opposite fashion of Back to Sober, it will help you get turnt. So we're gonna turn it up. It's working. Nothing actually happens. I don't know why I'm doing this. All right, thank you.
Awesome. Okay, last but not least is Team My Little Pony.
Thank you. Oh yeah, let me get this. Cool. All right, yeah. Let me let's plug this in. Let's just open a new tab. We'll just go with this. Well, let's see what happens. All right. So who's transitioning in their life in general? Yeah, there's a lot of things, right? Somebody's in a new relationship, transitioning to a new relationship, maybe something else happening. How about career-wise? Who's transitioning into a new career? Awesome. Now, those who have their hands up, would you like to come up here and maybe transition into something better for your career? Anybody? Anybody? Come on over. Yeah. Yeah, give it up. Woo! Awesome. We got it? All right. We'll take turns. We'll do next. If you want to sit down and enjoy it, and then we'll come up next. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, cool. So you are transitioning to a new career, and what better career than becoming a Denver dev? Yeah, that's the best you can be, right? So, come up here. Come up here. So, this is an application that can turn you into a Denver dev. Hopefully it runs. Yay, look at that! Awesome! Wait. So okay. So by default, you're Kyle. But Kyle's not the only Denver dev. Hey, let's become a Denver dev. Let's choose the option. So stand right there. You're good. See what happens. Become a Denver dev. Maybe. Oh, yay! Let's do it one more time. And maybe. Yeah! Thank you so much. Thank you.
Are we gonna do votes, or that's it? Or?
Okay, so right now, mumble amongst yourselves for a second. The judges are going to deliberate, and we will announce the winner of the Ballmer Peak Hackathon momentarily. Hang tight. All right, it is my pleasure to announce the runner-up for this year's Ballmer Peak Hackathon. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Back to Sober. And the winner, let's get a drum roll. Let's get a big, thunderous drum roll for the winner, Team My Little Pony. Yeah. I want nothing more in this world than to hear you give a speech right now.
I'd like to thank CJ for picking the name. It's like, I don't know what to do about that. Yeah, what do we even talk about? My whole life's been leading to this moment. Thank you so much.
Yeah! Thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so did you guys connect with somebody at the conference? Yeah. All right, so I want to see a show of hands. We're going to do a few of these kinds of things. I want to see a show of hands. Did you meet somebody new these last 2 days? Fuck yes. That's what we want to see. So I kind of want to run around a little bit. Anybody want to share a favorite moment from Develop Denver last 2 days? Throw a hand up.
So I'm a designer product-y person, and I saw there was a workshop yesterday for testing. So I was like, oh, okay, rad. I do QA. Turns out it was for like writing code tests. And so I had to like download Homebrew and all this stuff. But everybody in the room wasn't like, hey, idiot, what are you doing here? They were like, hey, do you need some help? Would you like to learn how to do this? Oh, now you're testing stuff in Cypress. Good job, you.
Yeah! Oh, that warms the cockles of my black heart. Cool. Anybody else have a memory from the last 2 days they want to share? Something cool that happened? Yeah.
Well, our group was a bunch of galvanized grads recently, and for us to sit there and come together and to knock this shit out after 3 hours is pretty amazing.
Hell yeah, man. All right, let's do 2 more. Anybody else has a memory they want to share last 2 days?
So right off the bat, basically walking in first day, immediately seeing people that you already know and going, I haven't seen you forever. That was pretty cool, just seeing old faces.
Absolutely. Cool.
Also, just immediately walking in and knowing absolutely nobody. Before I could make it out, I already met 2 people, super nice, exchanged contacts. So it was just really nice to feel welcome. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. So, that's really what this conference is all about. And so it sounds like you guys had a good time and got what we hoped you would get out of it. This was so worth it. I mean, it's just so moving to see all your favorite people in the same place at the same time, helping to build something cool together. So thanks for coming to summer camp this year. Should we do it again next year? Yeah! Awesome. So one more thing, one more hands thing. Who is this the first year? Who has been to Develop Denver before? Okay, cool. Who's been here? Leave them up if you've been here for 2 years. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh shit! Oh wow! Got 3 lifers in the back. One of them founded the conference. I don't know if that counts. So a couple shout outs that I want to do. One is to our awesome venues. We had Catalyst, Bigsby's Folly, Urban Cyclist, Source Hotel, Big Trouble, Zeppelin Station, and Rhino Yacht Club. Pretty fucking cool assortment of places, right? Yeah. That's another thing that we've historically done with this conference, last few years at least, and I think is one of the things that makes it really unique is just walking around, and it kind of gives it a different sort of vibe. And so this year especially, I think it worked really well. I also want to thank our sponsors. So By the Pixel, Hofstadter, Reactive Ops, Traversal, Galvanize, Finkel and Garf, CX05, they were sponsoring the happy hour last night, and Ready Talk. So how about a big round of applause for all the people who support this community, help make this happen. So there's about 75 people all told that worked on putting this conference together. So if you were a volunteer, so somebody who worked on merch, video, just moving things around, stand up please. Hey, do these people do a great fucking job or what? And you can sit down now. You think about what it takes to put on a conference like this, and I can tell you now, it's about 6 months, and that was long meetings every Wednesday night at the Meadowlark for 6 months straight, and that was most nights, basically every weekend, putting this together. And oh man, did it really come together. And there's a couple people that I want to recognize in particular. So one of them was CJ, who managed Urban Cyclist all day, both days, the hackathon, all the weird shit that we did in that venue. That was all overseen by CJ, so thank you, CJ. I don't think he's here right now, but Sam Ashley was a big part of initial planning for this conference, and he also helped put together our Unplugged event. If you're not familiar with Unplugged, we also put together a camping trip that kind of goes along with this. And stay tuned to Denver Devs if you want to be a part of going out in the woods with a bunch of dorks and not having your computer with you. So thank you in absentia, Sam Ashley. Is Morgan Whaley in the room? Yeah. All right, Morgan. So Morgan was also a big part of making Unplugged happen and also a big part of a lot of the initial planning for this event. So thank you, Morgan. Matt Webb, also the third leg of the tripod putting Unplugged together. He also managed a lot of the transportation. Like, there's one of the things about having a lot of venues, you need to move a lot of stuff in between the venues. And was also a big part of fabricating platforms for urban cyclists in the middle of the night on Wednesday night, and helping us with alcohol and a lot of other things. Thank you very much, Matt. Like a lot of those 75 people were volunteers, and the person who wrangled all those volunteers was Mr. Mike Helpdesk McGuire. Thank you so much, Helpdesk. Helping with a lot of planning and running, just like literally getting pieces of gear between venues, and also being in charge of merch the last 2 days, Zach Green. Thank you, Zach. A lot of the stuff on the website, and also Wednesday night driving all over the greater Denver area, finding an HDMI to VGA connector and like giant bags of rubber bands. Thank you so much, Cass Torsky. A big help with sponsors, the person who put all the check-in stuff together for the first day, more volunteer coordination, and she was in charge of Career Corner. How about it for Allison Daly? Also our kind of lead man on sponsorship and running Bigsby's Folly for the last 2 days. Let's have it for Sergeant James Schultz. For all that awesome workshop content that we had yesterday, and that was like a whole sub-conference in and of itself, because we had people running those workshops, we had people writing that content, all kinds of cool things that went into that, and the leader and driver behind all of that, Kimberly Schlesinger. How fucking cool are these badges and like the signs, and like you guys are gonna see some wild shit upstairs, but really like the whole visual identity of this conference and anything weird and awesome you saw, that was all Mr. Tim Sisk. So all of the chairmaster in chief, logistician to the stars, and also lots of venue coordination, and basically all of the things that glued this conference together were really put together by Scott Moore. Thank you. These badass venues and working out our very unique brand of content and figuring out where we can have alcohol and can we also throw a party there that night. And all these special events we had, like Rhino Yacht Club, and a lot of these things were put together by my podcast co-host and better half, Michael Dusing. And lastly, to kind of toast us off into the next year of Planning Develop Denver, I would like to invite to the stage, oh geez, I'm gonna lose it already, the founder of this conference, Drew Dahlman.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Did you guys have a good day? A good couple days? Yeah. Man, it's been absolutely amazing just coming back and seeing this. You know, I recently relocated and had to leave, and you know, this team, these people came together, and you know, we talked about it, and it was like, do you guys want to keep doing it? Let's do it. All right. And the attitude was, fuck you. All right, go. But we'll do this. And I was like, okay, all right. Well, let's rock and roll. So, you know, being able to see like this team come together and just take charge and take something that, shit. 7 years ago, it was late night. It was about like 1:30 in the morning, and I was just gotten done programming. I was working on a project and maybe had a little bit too much tequila in me. And I went on Twitter and I was like, yeah, you know, we don't ever talk anymore. Like nobody talks. There was not really a whole like meetup scene, but what there was Stack Overflow and Twitter. And, you know, it was like, I had my own Denver Coder #9, you know, like that whole thing. And the thing was, we just never talked. So I tweeted, I was like, we got to hang out more. And a few people got back to me. And when they were like, yeah, all right, let's do it. So haphazardly, we had a meetup basically that turned into this. And over the years, it's been incredible to just see the growth in what it is and what the goals are. And, you know, I look at it now and it's amazing. And it's all of you coming together and just meeting each other and having fun and growing and learning. And I don't know, it's fucking cool. You guys are fucking amazing. This community is fantastic. So with that said, one of the things that we like to do, and this is kind of part of this being the family, is do you have your shots?
Yes.
This is kind of, it's a little church-like, but like if you don't have shots, go back to the back, grab your shots. Everybody's got their shots. Okay. So the rule is you just went through 2 days of maybe these are things you've never known about. You know, there's a UXer who goes into thinking, oh, this is QA, and like next thing you know, you're coding, and it's cool. All right, minds are being blown and things are being learned, and you're meeting new people, and that's the whole fucking idea, right? So Denver, raise your glasses. You all are fucking amazing. Cheers. We fucking did it, Denver! We did it!
We did it, baby.
We fucking did it. So with that, there's a party.
There's a party up on the 6th floor.
Let's go do that.
What? What? Do some shots on your way out? Is that what you're telling me?
Take your time. Slowly meander.
All right. Slowly meander up to the 6th floor and let's fucking party and celebrate.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.